What is going on, everybody? It is the one and only Q from Retro Q Gamer back in effect as always, and today has been a pretty good day, and it's going to get even better or potentially even worse, depending on how you look at it. So, anyway, what's the deal? What's going on? Well, we started off strong. We started off strong early this morning. I woke up, got myself a lovely little. It's not Mighty Number Nine, teenagers, but if it was your midlife crisis, we might celebrate with Mighty Number Nine. But no. Anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. So, how was today a good day? Woke up early, got my replacement headphones, which I'm using right now. Absolutely glorious, so much better than the other temporary shitty Astros I was using. On top of that, finally caught Gen 5 Dino, or whatever his name is, the Gen 5 Dragon in Pokemon Go for the first time. Very happy about that. The Outer Worlds was cracked almost instantly, and I've been playing that most of the day. It's a great game so far. I'm really happy about it. And not only that, but we're getting even better. We are hitting our fifth consecutive, consistent day of streaming. I know, everybody. Hold the applause. Hold the applause. But we're going to do something special because today is not only the fifth consecutive day of streaming, but it's also Celebration Day in a different capacity. Not just the good stuff going on, but we have one other outlet that we want to do. Naturally, I am a man of many talents. I'm a charismatic individual, of course, as we all know. So many people flock around me. They look up to me, as you would expect. Women want me, and men want to be me, as no doubtedly already know. But one of these people, who is unfortunately a Florida man, is celebrating, if you want to call that, his 25th, 35th even. Almost gave him a bit too much credit for his hairline there. But his 35th birthday today. AKA, it's probably time for him to have a midlife crisis, knowing him. But he probably already had a few earlier this year. I won't go into personal details, I'm not that kind of guy. But anyway, I decided I would make this fifth consecutive special stream to celebrate his birthday. And I'm going to do so with something I do not wish to generally subject myself to. But I will do it because I am a bro. And bros look out for bros. So, without further adieu, I can't believe I'm going to do this. But anyway, this one's for you, Biz. Happy midlife crisis. That's right, I went back and I installed this entire game that I have not played in years and had sworn off playing for the rest of my life. Just for this stream. I even reinstalled it several days ago to download what I knew would be dozens of gigabytes of updates. There was about a 35, 34 gig update, something like that. And then when I turned it on tonight, there was even another 4 gig update, which was a whole other deal. But this game is inexplicably and unfathomably one of his favorite games ever. He loves it so much. It's his raison d'etre for playing games. And I just don't know why. I know Destiny 2 is out. I know I could obviously play it on a glorious PC Gaming Master Race because it is a free game, free to play. But what are you doing to me, Biz? What are you doing to me? What's my character? There's so much. I have so many questions. I haven't even logged into this in billions of years. Wow, I look fucking beast, don't I? I remember being a warlock. I don't remember being a blue guy. But that is one pimpin' cloak. Obviously, I can see why I wore it, but we'll continue on. We'll do what we gotta do because it's what we do. The Age of Triumph. I'm not gonna read any of this stuff because I don't need to read any of this stuff. What else do we got? I've got upgrades apparently. The options button. No idea what's happening here, but we're gonna just wing it. Oh god, this game is 30 frames per second. Yeah, I forgot about that. It's a console. Oh, how fitting is that? How fitting is that? We're playing, or I was playing, Outer Worlds all day, made by Obsidian, and I'm rocking the Obsidian mind. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, there's obvious upgrades and stuff here. What is this? Infuse insatiable Nova Bomb. Consume more powerful piece of armor to boost the defense values of this armor. I'm not going to worry about upgrading any of this stuff because I would probably wreck whatever I'm going to do. So let's just completely ignore that. I'm pretty sure I had all my armor upgraded. Yeah, see, it looks... all my armor was generally upgraded. I mean, I was beast when I played this game. When I was playing this game properly and consistently, I was beast. I was doing raids, as you do. I had high level gear. In fact, at one point, what we do is because the game would reset every Tuesday morning, and you could get your new, what do you call them, like reset rewards and stuff. In my old job, I tried to take Tuesday mornings off, or well, just Tuesdays off in general, and I just bang out all the Destiny stuff straight away. Wow, he looks very different. I don't remember that. Okay, you know what? I'm only getting rid of all these because it's going to keep popping up on my screen. See, I even carry all these extra weapons just for different situations. I like to keep some of them handy for close encounters. Apparently I don't have some of this upgraded because I don't have the stuff for it. I'm going to have a quick gander through my weapons to see what's what. All I do remember is my primary weapon are scout rifles. Those were my beast weapons. Sniper rifles were my heavy ones. I have a black spindle, which is also some sort of beast sniper rifle by the looks of it. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You never played this, you just thought it was it's a wannabe MMO FPS. It's awful. It's so bad. What they do is they give you basically a shared world kind of deal. I say shared world because every time you zone down to, well, anywhere, any of the open world areas, it puts you in an instance. That instance is kind of like an MMO one. It can have, I believe it's up to 16 people in it at once. So while you're in there, it's still just the same 16 people until some of them leave and all too. And then, you know, more come down and whatnot. Okay, really have to just get these off the screen so it's not popping up the entire time. My bad juju. I do remember using this though. My void bomb. My Nova bomb, I think it was called. I unlocked... At one point I just unlocked everything just because there was so little to do in Destiny that you might as well unlock all the other stuff or you're just gonna like hate life. Then again, playing Destiny makes you hate life anyway. I've been on this game for 5 minutes again for the first time in years and woo lad. Okay. Let's go. Menu. Tower. We're gonna skip the tower. Oh yeah, here's the even fun thing about this. I pretty much can't do any of this stuff, as far as I'm aware, because I don't have PlayStation Plus. Because why would I ever... Can I do it? Let me see. Require... Oh no, never mind. Some of it requires... Okay, I can do the missions by the looks of it. Requirements not met. The taking... Yeah, PlayStation Plus required. I can't do any of that stuff because it's epic fail. And, I mean, why would anyone ever subscribe to PlayStation Plus? And there's an option there to mute the mic. I don't really want people to be hearing me as we go along. My ship looks like a green PS5. Well, I should sue Sony, actually, for stealing my ideas. My concept art, my designs, my everything. Oh my god, this is awful. Hang on. I want to... Where my voice... Okay, no, that's music, not mic. Right, well, someone is going to hear me for the... Someone is going to accidentally hear this anyway. I don't remember the buttons. Oh, I really regret doing this. It's funny though seeing the gunplay in this game again. The main reason I say that is there was a flashlight button, wasn't there? No, that's an emote. They're emotes. Maybe it turns on automatically. But the thing that was especially funny about it was since Destiny 1 was only a console game, when Destiny 2 came out on PC... Oh, nothing here. Click, there you go. It really exposed the bad game design. And what I mean by that was you could see just how all the mechanics, all the everything was designed around 30 FPS and controllers, because it was just ridiculously easy on PC. You need a mouse and keyboard, so... Oh, it's the other side. This is what I was looking for. There's secret stuff and all down here. All I remember about Destiny was... Yeah, it's still supposedly going to be a 10-year game. They just kind of backtracked on it. Because originally it was supposed to be Destiny 1. Then the next year an expansion. Then the next year Destiny 2. And the next year an expansion. Next year Destiny 3. Then an expansion. Oh, hi bosses. Or super secret guys. Oh, I have no special ammo. What's my super? Nailed it. But then after consistent flop and flop and flop, they had to change that model. Wasn't there a boost or a double jump or something? Yeah, double jump and hover. I'm just gonna have to whip through this, find some extra places. There's no sound or music. Hang on, let me try something. Okay, how about now? I can take my headset off if that's the case. I guess plugging in the thing into the controller must have just messed with the output. Oh, treasure chest. Don't know how I'm gonna get that, but... It's like loot. Sweet loot. Oh, absolutely, Luke. Absolutely. Halo Master Chief Collection on PC is the future. Unlike this absolutely awful game I'm playing now. I mean, I'm only playing for a very specific reason. Wait a minute, I'm leveling up? I'm pretty sure the blue bar at the bottom is XP. Let me try something.
Guardians, in your battles, please be on the lookout for a few things from me. Specifics for your ghosts.
Okay, this looks better. Let me just mess around with audio 1 second. Okay, we should be good now. Okay. But yeah, the Master Chief Collection is going to be proper quality. And I can't wait till it hits PC. But, just so I don't reiterate the same points a million times here, if you scroll down real quick and check out the description box under the stream, you'll see exactly how I feel about Destiny. Hey look, something, all playable terrain. I don't remember how to... Okay, I think I got it. There was other controls and stuff with this, but I don't remember what they were. Oh, an optional thing. What's that? Thoughts on what Halo Infinite will have? Well, I'm hoping, based on everything we see in the trailers and stuff, it seems like they might be going for a Destiny-style approach, which I really hope is not the case. You know, an open world, wannabe Borderlands thing, maybe, but I really hope that's not the case.
Fallen skiff incoming.
Because I feel like they'd mess that up completely. Just give us a proper quality story, like... I won't say any Halo game, but at least they were linear standard stories. Everyone makes out, oh, linear standard story is no good in 2019, or 2020 when that comes out. It's not the case, you can do it right. If you make a good story, it will survive. Oh, there's another one. And I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Watch as I'm gonna just wreck all this stuff now, super style. Well, I would have if I had hit stuff. Keep pressing the wrong button. I know they've already said that Halo Infinite will have microtransactions. But as far as I know, it's all cosmetic stuff, which I can't really be super upset about. I mean, sure. Oh my god, I keep pressing that to sprint. Why? Because of Halo. I keep pressing Halo buttons. I mean, in the unlikely event that I ever was to play Destiny seriously at all, obviously I'd play the PC version. Mouse and keyboard, high res, 120 FPS.
Well done.
But no, Destiny is just poorly designed in every possible way. What do we got? See, I have to wing all this, because not only have I not played it in several years, but with no PlayStation Plus, I can't do the strikes or raids. Loot boxes building every other well, that's just every other modern game these days. It's really funny you mention that, actually. When I was playing the Outer Worlds earlier today, that's all I could think of. Every single female character I came up against had like rainbow colored hair, or just different colored hair. All the men just look like standard generic dudes. What about to find some other dude here, maybe? on, light. Oh my god. Same thing. I'll never get used to that. I mean, there's no point. I'm only going to play this for about an hour or so, and then never again in my life. Poor Biz, off having his midlife crisis while we're here celebrating. Hey, remember the button. Of course, everyone loves this room because that wizard came from the moon. It's such a shame that not only did they remove it from the beta of the game, but they eventually replaced the Dinklebot with the Northbot. Now on a real fun side, I have it in the other room, so I'm not going to get it now for this or anything. But
Right. I'll inform Levante.
since I unfortunately have the expensive version of Destiny, because, well, we all make mistakes, I have the little Dinklebot, and it's voiced by the Dinklebot, and they can never change that. Now distracted, you can't be hiding your messages before I see them. You can't get away with that. I know you were probably praising about just how much you love Destiny, and how great an amazingly designed game it is. I mean, I could understand why you'd want to remove that comment, but I see everything. Almost pressed grenade again. This is strange though that I can gain XP. Because I didn't get the year... I think it's year 2 expansion. So I know with Destiny, when it first came out, there was the season pass, or the whatever they called it anyway. I got that because it came with my game. Then the following year, when was it the Dark Below came out, I completely ignored that one because I'd given up on Destiny. Eventually I got a copy of it for free, so I said I'd start playing it a little bit with my friends. That lasted about 2 weeks, maybe a month. But then the one that came out after, that was the last time I played it. And that was, what, 2015, so. The other one, Rise of Iron, which is, it said, is why I can't play half of the stuff. Is the one I'm missing. And then, of course, Destiny 2, I'd never played. Well, I played the beta when it first came to PC. I had no intention of ever playing it fully, I just wanted to see how it ran and looked on PC. Am I gonna have to save this dude too? Everywhere I go. PC, console, real life, handheld, mobile games, I have to save everybody. He can probably go in here though and do his mission. I can't. What is he doing? Yeah, look, he just... See, he vanished from the instance. So, it just changes that way. Oh, it was a Star Wars reference when I was riding the bike. Okay. Some pod racing jokes, I see. Apparently, I read somewhere... I don't know if it's true or not. It might be fake news. But I read somewhere that the N64 Star Wars pod racer game, or maybe the arcade port of it, the arcade one, instead of the home console port, is coming to... Some places said consoles, some places said everything, some places said Switch. Oh, what's that? Throw my super at everybody? Nailed it. Oh, this guy's running around with his super, rocking his stuff, floating everywhere. Back in my day, you couldn't float, and we'd already hit max level. I need to find some higher level dudes. Actually, you know what we'll do? Where am I? Go to orbit. We'll go to somewhere else. Some guy just getting all up on my grill. He's like, oh, that guy's probably streaming. Let's get up on his face. Well, look, man, I'm famous. Some people really love it. Some people really, really love it. Okay, set destination. Can you go everywhere? Mars. Saturn. I don't think I could go to Saturn last time I played. Onyx's Dread. Oh no, I could. That was the new place in the expansion thing. So let's go where the wizards come from. Can I turn up the difficulty? I can't because it's just the patrol areas. But we'll figure it all out. I will say, how can I word this properly not to give the game praise and not to make it seem different?
Careful around the Hellmouth Guardian. Getting some strange energy fluctuations.
I don't know how I can word it. So, oh, okay, here we go. I'll explain the whole thing. So, I generally think that bad games can be rescued by playing with friends. My prime example of this is Operation Raccoon City. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. It was one of the worst games I'd ever played, and it was salvaged by playing multiplayer with 3 of my friends. So we played that, and despite it being one of the worst games, we had a laugh and we could make it through it. Destiny was 50-50 on being salvaged by multiplayer. I generally only played it with my friends. Very rarely would I play it without them. I might log on and do like one quick daily or something like that at the time. But even when we were playing, there was just so little to do that we'd log on and we'd play for an hour and we'd be bored. I wish my ghost would turn on the light. Destiny is not 100. No, Destiny is Destiny can be soloed a lot of the time, or at least some of the stuff can. If you do the strikes, which since you play WoW, it would, well, WoW is maybe not my perfect example to compare it to, but I think of Final Fantasy XIV. You can do strikes, and a strike is like a dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV. You hit matchmaking and you go from there. You can queue for them solo, but each one is done with 3 people. There's no matchmaking for raids in this, which was a big problem because you had to resort to external websites. I remember when the Vault of Glass first came out back on original Destiny, way back in the day. We had to go to I think it was like Destiny LFG or something like that. There was a separate website that was designed to help you find people to play the raids with, because there was none in game. Which again is a problem. But you can do the whole thing solo. It'll just force you into multiplayer or matchmaking co-op essentially every so often to do story missions. I hesitate to use the term story missions because there's no story in this game.
There's a lot we can use back at the tower from this location.
Is Destiny multiplayer better than Left 4 Dead 2 multiplayer? Absolutely not. See, the base core mechanics of Destiny are awful. So therefore they're not even salvageable by being multiplayer. The only thing that really salvages it in any sense is the community of playing with friends. But the problem is, since there's so little to do in Destiny, you could play that with your friends for an hour and then be bored with nothing to do. Or you could play a different game for several hours with them and have even more to do. We're down into... I know it's around here somewhere. There's the kind of shrine thing. I think it's over there. I mean, generally I'm pretty lost in the whole situation, but some of it kind of sticks with you. The general overview, and I won't say the basics, but poor Jeff. I think that was his name, wasn't it? Jeff something? I know it's 30 FPS, the names and motion is blurry trying to read his text while he's going. Oh, hi, big dude. Bye, big dude. Trying to snipe with a mouse and keyboard, or without a mouse and keyboard is... Yikes. Yeah, everything about the game is bland. Especially the landscape. It's really poorly designed. I've always maintained Destiny is one of the most unoriginal and most offensive and bland and regressive things in franchises in gaming history. It's one of the things I consider the biggest failures and flops in gaming. It's mentioned in the same breath as the Xbox One and the WiiU. And that's completely evidenced by every time you look at anything Destiny. It's been consistently failing over and over and over and over since 2014. Even starting from its first alpha onto its beta, its first launch. And the thing that Destiny 1, it really culminates in one exact 100%, what's the word I'm looking for? 100% clarification, 100% confirmation. Apparently I killed a bunch of stuff. Is that Destiny 1 was so bad and so poorly designed that they had to cancel and completely scrap the second DLC and rework it from the ground up at the last stage. Removing the raids, removing the strikes, removing so many of what was going to be included with the second DLC. Just so they could try implement systems and stuff to fix how badly they fucked everything else up. I mean, that just speaks volumes about Destiny, doesn't it? What's this crap I'm playing? Well, this crap I am playing is one of the worst games ever made. And one of the most offensive things in gaming. It is called Destiny. Why am I playing Destiny if it's one of the worst games ever and I haven't played it in years? Well, inexplicably it's someone's favourite game. So I decided it's his midlife crisis day. We'll hit him with a little bit of honour, we'll bring a little bit of joy to his life. Because, well, clearly he has none left. Just about ready for, well, I mean, obviously you came in here because that's what you really want, but you wanted to hear a little bit of my smooth, dulcet tones before you had to settle for less. But I don't blame you. Where am I? Yeah, I bet you would hate to be middle-aged since you're just old-aged. Where are we? I have no idea where I am right now. Wait, I have to reload after 2 shots? What a worst sniper rifle ever. See, I gave up playing the Outer Worlds for this. What is getting me? I don't know who's dropping the shock course that I can't get. Different game, but still. Then no. Agility buff, mortal. I don't even know what half of this stuff is. I'll manage. No one's gonna see me like rocking Destiny 2 streams from now on. It was a once-off special occasion. I'm curious to see what happens when I get enough XP to level up, though. Because I was capped back in the day when I last played it. Oh, I don't think I can go any further because I'm not on a strike, maybe? No, Biz actually does like Destiny. He's not here or anything. He's off celebrating because it's his birthday. He's off, gone to the Florida Keys. So I'm just... Shit, it's a lot of enemies. Well, not a problem when you're me, but... But no, I'm just doing this jokingly in his honor. But he does love Destiny. Or at least he loves Destiny 2. I don't know about Destiny 1. Come out, there we go. So I keep walking into it. I think they're just gonna keep spawning. You damn right I'm out here inflicting this shit on everybody. It wasn't originally actually going to be Destiny for the 5th one. Until he woke up the other morning all depressed and just sent me a message to say about, oh, well, 3 days to 35. Don't know how I'm going to cope with it, so I'm like, okay. I'm going to meme it up for him. You know, you don't need to put the T after it, right? Because that is the @ symbol, so it makes up for the T as well. Although I wouldn't expect you to understand that. I mean, English people's grasp of the English language is nothing to be proud of. Oh, I think it's right side here, is it? Yeah, I think this door is supposed to be open, but I can't go in it because... Oh no, maybe it's here. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, 30 FPS games will wreck motion sickness because it's jagged and juddery and not fluid and not smooth. That's why Bloodborne is objectively a failure on a technical level. Same with console level Dark Souls. Because they're 30 frames per second games, so they're an objective technical failure. Oh, I think that's the way I came. Right, let's go to a different planet, boyos. Well, I was trying to go to orbit. Let's go, I'm holding the triangle. Okay, different planet. I remember Venus was my favorite planet. So we're gonna leave that to last. We'll hang around this barren shithole. I always find it especially funny that they rehashed and reused all the enemies over and over and over for all the extra expansions. It was awful. And there is no talking shite, because 30 frames per second is an objective, not subjective, but is an objective failure. When you fail to meet the standard that's been set as a precedent since the inception of games, and that has been the standard for almost 3 decades, that is an objective technical failure. Say what you want about the quality of the game and its mechanics and whatnot too, but as on a technical level, it is an objective failure. Teenagers, you looking to go the way of cause, are you? That could happen. It's not fine. It's clearly giving people motion sickness, so it can't be fine. And now I know you're going to say that you get motion sick at 60 FPS, but blah blah blah. Stop ruining my argument! Oh, I play everything on my high-end rig. That's the beauty of it. You know why? Because I can. Wait, there's Vex here too? The reason why I like Venus is because, well, it's green and Vex. Oh, it's probably one of these things with the DLC enemies and stuff. Oh, I have this big special weapon, don't I? What is this? Heavy machine gun. Ripping up. Taken Lieutenant is slain. I'm gonna pretend I... Yeah, we meant to do that. Taken Lieutenant is corrupting the land. These are pretty easy. Okay, so I see you have no actual, factual, logical based arguments, so you go straight at it ad hom. We'll be good. We'll be good. That doesn't signify you have no argument at all, but alright. And that's the beauty of being me. I care so little about what other people think that I'm not going to be debated into playing a game like that. feel like the only... There are good games out there that are 30 frames per second, but the only ones that are acceptable are... Oh shit. Are ones where it doesn't interfere with the gameplay. Like turn-based strategy games, JRPGs, or turn-based JRPGs at least. Stuff like that. But again, I'm just going to go back to, if you're failing to meet the standard precedent set since the inception, and 30 years, majority at least of 30 years since its inception, yeah, that's a failure on a technical level. You haven't worked within your proper limitations, and, well, you should be ashamed of your game. Again, that only really applies to action games, which is the majority of everything, but still. I have no idea where I'm going. Wasn't there a tunnel when we jumped down? Yeah, there it is. No, Mario Odyssey is 60 frames per second. Because Nintendo knew that was more important for a fluid, proper, playable experience. They dropped the game down to 900p in order to hit 60 FPS. I'm not the only person that says it's a standard. It's been the standard for 30 years. It's the general baseline design. Oh my god, the controls on this thing are awful. It's the same with Yoshi as well, actually, on the Switch. They know that that's more important for the actual gameplay, so they made Yoshi a standard definition game in order to hit 60 FPS. Yoshi is 540p on the Switch, but it does that in order to be 60 FPS. Why? Because performance matters. It's more important than visuals. Because it's gameplay. Well, people can find consoles acceptable all they want. I just disagree. I understand, I'm not going to get into the whole conversation about it. I understand why they exist and whatnot, because that's a whole other long topic. And I'm not saying consoles shouldn't exist. Developers and publishers should just do better, work within their limitations. Don't put out another Assassin's Creed Unity, where you push everything to the max and then realize, oh wait, the console can't handle it. Whoa, instant backflip. I think this is the wrong way. But it is the standard, that's the thing. If in 30 years, over 20 of them, that has been the baseline design choice, design whatever it is. If that has been, that's why it's the standard. If something is the gold standard, or something is the majority of everything, if you will, the strived goal that has been for over half, if not over 66% of existence, that makes it the standard. That's the definition of standard. No, if every game was 60 FPS, console games would... I'm not saying console games look good, obviously, but console games would look less impressive than they do now. If Destiny was 60 FPS, it would be a bit more of a simplified game, because they'd have to dumb stuff down to hit 60 FPS. It's the same with pretty much everything. No, a game's standard isn't designed, or isn't... See, now I feel like you're pulling a punny. The standard design performance level has been 60 FPS since inception, because of refresh rates on TVs, CRTs back then. So every game, originally, for over 20 years, until the start of the 360 and PS3 generation, because that's when it really went downhill when they moved to 3D, it was designed for 60 FPS. Now, of course, there were games as well back then that had slowdown and games that couldn't maintain it, but everything, controls, input, performance, response time, everything was designed around 60 FPS, or 60 Hertz. Oh, wasn't there something special here? I recognize the big gate. Well, that's a big enemy. Maybe that's what it is. Well, big enemy by ours. He didn't last very long. Oh, game absolutely can be fun in 30 FPS. Persona 5 is a perfect example of this. One of my favorite games of all time. That's 30 FPS. But I wouldn't really usually say that 60 FPS is a visual choice, but yes, yeah, I get what you're saying. I get that, you know, the fluidity, you can definitely see it. So yeah, I get what you're saying there. Okay, I'm gonna kill all these lads. And then go to Venus, the real place. The only one that matters. Oh, I thought he was dead. Okay, well, we'll go now. They're all dead. Well, I can't hit up, I can't hit up the strikes or anything. That would be I wouldn't even call it interesting. It would be slightly less dull than regular Destiny. And soon, after about maybe 10-15 more minutes here, I can uninstall Destiny. And be completely and be completely done with it. Hopefully forever again.
Where to first? Waking Ruins? Academy?
Whoa, that sounds
Your
weird to
call,
not hear Dinklebot. I wasn't really paying attention until now. Good old Nordbot, though. I've met Lone and Nord, actually. Pretty much everyone there was getting them to sign their Uncharted. So I just... Since I'm not a fan of Uncharted, I got him to sign my Last of Us. Because he plays one of the bad guys in that. Well, see, it depends on how you look at it. Like, you're saying mathematically. So if you're counting the amount of people and whatnot, I'm going more so on time. And not as in, obviously, more people playing stuff equals more time invested in it. I'm thinking the amount of time the hobby and the design choices and all have been in existence. But back to Nolan North for a second. It was me and a friend of mine at the time. We were there talking to him for a few minutes. He was talking about how he had an upcoming project that he was working with Troy Baker on at the time. He couldn't tell us what it was. My friend tried to get it out of him, but he just wasn't giving it up. But we were talking about the guy in The Last of Us who he plays anyway. And I compared it to Uncharted. I said, well, listen, like I know you're used to playing Nathan Drake and some of the hero characters, Deadpool and whatnot too. What's it like to be playing a bad guy and all? How did that happen? So he got into the whole thing about how Naughty Dog had previously worked with him before, obviously because of Uncharted, and he said that, listen, we've got something very. They contacted him and said they've got something very different from him. They'd love to see his take on it and all this too. So they got together, they tested out some stuff anyway. It turned out he'd be really good for it. And the way he described it to me at the time was that they wanted someone that could be real nice, real calming, a little bit charismatic, and all that too. But then he just turns around and says, but, you know, they just wanted me to portray that, but really he just wanted to be 2 knuckles deep in Ellie. And we just fucking lost it. We all burst out laughing. It was great stuff. That scene where Deadpool told Nolan, "No, fuck you" on the phone. I'll take your word for it. I've never played Deadpool. But that would be pretty funny, because if he's the voice actor for it, he's telling himself to fuck off. See, everyone always says, oh, you're just a snob, this, that, and the other when it comes to Deadpool. Because, well, I haven't seen either of the 2 Deadpool films. I haven't played the games or anything like that. When you think of the years and all that they came out, I had been bored of Deadpool by about maybe 10 years at that point, because I had known him from before that and other stuff before that. And I'm not saying his sense of humor is bad, I just got tired of it. I realize it's obviously very popular, a lot of people love it, but at that point I had just grown a little weary of it. So I never went to see Deadpool, as much as everyone says it's fantastic. And it's the same with the second one. Everyone says it's great. Everyone says the game is crap, or the game isn't great, but the humor and acting and all in it are what makes it. See, the game is funnier. Okay, well, yeah, see, it's the. I just kind of gave up on it. And that's it. Who knows? Maybe I'll see it someday. Probably not, but. Oh, hello. Fight. Oh, yeah, I really like the Vex as enemies. Did you see Deadpool on Valentine's Day? That's an interesting one. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not one for the standard romantic gestures either, so I would appreciate something like that more than anything. Some of it escapes me though. Some of the human interaction side of it escapes me. I remember when the second Silent Hill film was coming out. It was brand new. And it released on, I think it was Halloween. Or maybe the day before Halloween or something. But me and a friend went to see it on Halloween. And I was expecting, because it's, you know, it's a low budget, basically no name film and all that too. I expected that we'd go into the cinema and there'd be maybe 2 or 3 people in the room. We walked in and there was maybe 5 seats left free. Obviously me and him got 2 of them, but there was maybe 5 seats left free. I was gobsmacked. And then I started looking around and I'm thinking, okay, hang on, wait a minute. What's going on here? Me and you walked in here. Apparently there's all these, is this a couple's thing to do? Because it was all a bunch of couples going to see horror films on Halloween. And I'm just thinking, bro, we might need to leave. This looks wrong. No, that was obviously a joke when I said it to him, but we had a good laugh at it. Like, that didn't even cross my mind. The possibility of that didn't even cross my mind at all. It's just not how I think. Nova Bizarmed. Let me catch up on chat here. Sorry, 1 second. Deadpool made you dizzy, so you had to... Oh, the game. Okay. Oh, is that because it's 30 frames per second? Ah, see what I did there? Oh, Q, you're hilarious. Or hear you out. On the flip side, there were 3 people in the theater when we saw Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun. Wow. Well, here's the funny one as well. Like I can relate to that. When I went to see the Joker a few weeks ago. I made sure to go first thing in the morning because I knew if I went later, I went on a Saturday, so I knew if I went later in the day it would be completely jam packed because our cinema is in the middle of a shopping center. So I made sure I wanted to go first thing in the morning so I wouldn't have to deal with any of that stuff. So it was on at 11 o'clock in the morning. I showed up at maybe quarter to... What the hell is this? Is someone doing a... Oh, this is the thing for the raid, isn't it? But yeah, I showed up for maybe quarter to, and there was one other person in the room before me, and he was only going in. I could, when I was signing up for not signing up, but when I was buying the tickets, I had to wait in line because it was first thing in the morning, so they didn't have many people. So the other guy was right in front of me. Now then, by the time we, oh well, I shouldn't say we, but by the time the film started, there was 9 people in the entire cinema. It was the #1 screen, the biggest screen in the place, and there was 9 people in it. Now I understand first thing in the morning and whatnot too. On a Saturday, it's not going to be super popular or anything. And 3 of them left midway through Legend of Chun-Li. Wow. I should probably help these dudes, should I? I think they're trying to do the raid. I think you have to open the door by standing or protecting all the things at once. I don't think it's because it's... recently came certain rooms in Arkham Asylum made you... Oh, okay, I mean, I'm fortunate enough to not suffer from motion sickness, so I don't really know, you know, I know a lot of people, not so much a lot of people, but a lot of studies or whatever, like they say that they can't figure out what 100% triggers it, so, I mean, I guess you can kind of understand that. Chun-Li was getting less and less Chinese as the movies progressed. Well, at one point, wasn't she played by a Hawaiian girl at one point? Wait, hang on. There's more than one Street Fighter film? Live action? I know the Van Damme one. That's pretty much all I know. Maybe have I blocked it out of my mind so much because it's so offensive and terrible? Oh god. I may have to watch this tonight now. Tonight is a night for bad things. Destiny is one of these things. I think The Legend of Chun-Li might be another. The name though, the name I don't recognize. Kristen Crook. What else is she in? It doesn't ring a bell. Well, I mean, that could be it. But when you look at some of the things that make people motion sick, like some people, it's that effect from going through, I won't say going through a tunnel, but think of when you're walking through a corridor, because it's like static distance and angles on the left, right, top, and bottom. Not a claustrophobic one, but just with how everything moves in your peripheral vision. I hear that can be an issue for certain people. She was Lois in Smallville. Okay, I didn't watch Smallville. That's anything else large scale that she's in. Knowing me, try something small and obscure that she's been in. I've probably seen that, but not the mainstream. Oh, what is that? Is that an enemy? Oh no, that's like a little antenna or something. Oh, right, that's your biggest troll, okay. Didn't care for the angsty teenage drama Superman. That's pretty much why I never watched it. I mean, give me some good old low-budget camp. Oh, what's it called? The Adventures of Lois and Clark. Give me some of that. Dean Cain was actually here in Ireland. I think it was last year. The Comic-Con. Maybe it was the year before. I didn't go meet him, but he was there. Why is this wall all vexed? It's kicking me back. I still have no idea where I'm going. Endless steps. Oh, sniping time. Part of me just wants to click in the right stick to try mark enemies. Then I remember this isn't Gears. Maybe he'll show up in Infinite Crisis event. They got a lot of people. Yeah, I hear Kevin Conroy is playing real life old Batman. Or, well, real life old Bruce Wayne, I suppose. Oh, speaking of DC related stuff. Did you see the tweet I posted? Not my tweet, obviously, but the one I posted in Discord earlier. About the Comic-Con guest. Also, I didn't even know Burt Ward was still alive. Oh, so the tweet I posted earlier was Comic-Con announced the first guest for their March show here, and it's Peter Weller. And the reason I bring that up in context of DC is Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. Batman goes to Detroit. Your friend wants to go to Detroit when they built the RoboCop statue. Yeah, but then he would have to go. Okay, I missed that first one you said about your friend having to go to Detroit. I missed that at first. Did I see something there? Oh no, it's just a light lens flare. It's like a J.J. Abrams flick. But yeah, I have a feeling. I think for March, obviously me and my friend are going. That's a given. We always go. Except that one time he bailed, but that was a different con, so it doesn't... I don't know if it really counts. I still hold it against him, though, because I'm petty like that. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm bringing up my old original RoboCop 2 VHS. And my Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2 Blu-rays. Because Peter Weller is just one of those people that just has a natural authoritative voice. And he just plays, I was going to say RoboCop. But yeah, technically RoboCop. He plays Batman just really, really well. Other people that fit into the same category of naturally authoritative voices. Keith David. And of course Kevin Conroy. There's probably a few others that I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't think of, but definitely those two. Not too many others. I think we might be done for Destiny. To quote my boy Popeye, taking all I can stands and I can't stands no more. I think this was for a level of some sort. Gonna kill myself with grenades and stuff. Oh yeah, David Hayter's a pretty good one actually as well. I met David Hayter, which was fun. Oh. Didn't think the person was obsessed with spinach. Well, I don't know. Maybe he figures that eating spinach and a shitload of protein was the way to buff up his arms, get strong. But who knows? Anyway, in the meantime, I will leave that here for our 5th consistent day of streaming, the special Bisskits edition, the midlife crisis helpline, if you will, because for some reason he enjoys Destiny and thinks it's good. Anyway, until then, peace out. Thank everyone for shooting the shit with me as always. And until then, who knows? Maybe I'll stream again tomorrow. No promises. I wanted to do Monday to Friday. Maybe I'll take the weekend off. I'll do something proper and consistent sometime soon. But that's for then, and this is now, and that's why we're done.